Obviously, I am Saeed. I'm here with my man Jose today, one of my clients that I worked with the voice AI system. And he's actually one of the guys that's been killing it, actually. Within the first week of working with me, you closed two clients, right? And from there, he's obviously gone on to sign on a few more clients, make a few more developments with his voice AI system. And his case is super unique. I feel like his story and the journey that he's gone through only in a month, less than a month, from where he started to where he is now has been transformational, honestly. And that's required a lot of work on his end, as well as the right guidance from people like me to make sure that he knows which direction to take. So I wanted to get Jose on here. I wanted to get him on a call, share some value, share some gems, and sort of share the process of how he went from zero clients with this voice AI system to now multiple different clients and looking to ramp things up over the next few weeks. So, Jose, I'll hand over to you, let you introduce yourself, and yeah, tell the people a little bit about what you do, what type of agency owner you are, and yeah, hand it over to you.
Yeah, my name, as you mentioned, is Josue, and I am an agency owner. I'm in the roofing space, and as an agency owner, I wanted to find a solution for my clients that would follow up with the leads. And I somehow came across one of Saeed's videos about the AI solution, and I started working with him, set up my voice AI agent, and then from there I started offering it to my own clients. And yeah, within the first month, I had a few clients onboarded and sold the system to them, and still continuously promoting it to other either agency owners or business owners. And I'm not even marketing it that hard, to be honest. It's just organic posting here and there, and I keep getting leads. So definitely a solution that not a lot of people have it out there just yet, and it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you mentioned something there. You said you're getting all these leads, right? And you're not even marketing it right now. And we had this conversation yesterday, day before yesterday, where we spoke about, hey, when are we going to look at ramping things up? And you literally said to me, hey, Saeed, it's insane right now with the clients that I've got. We're booking appointments for the clients that I've got. They're getting results. I'm managing this for them. And I really need to start scaling my team. And you actually brought your brother in to obviously come in and help you. And that was all done in the space of 30 days, right? Literally from those few clients that you signed, it gave you the freedom to now obviously focus on the higher leverage tasks that me and you talked about on our last call, right? And really start looking at this from the perspective of a business owner, which you are, right? You're looking to step away from the service delivery side of things. You're looking to bring in a team, and you're looking to really ramp this up. Talk to us about sort of a little bit about how much you're charging, because I know obviously you started at a certain price and now you're looking to ramp things up and obviously transition into a different model too. Tell us sort of about that pricing structure that you started with.
Well, when I first got the setup, the system, um, I wasn't sure how much I could sell it for. And for my own clients, um, I been testing multiple different prices. To some, I priced it at 3 grand. For others, at 1,500. Others 900, and all these different pricing options that I put out have actually worked. So right now, I'm trying to figure out whether I stick to only one niche and become an expert in the niche. For example, in the niche that I'm in roofing, just sell a solution to roofers and price it out, figure out the sweet spot, whether it's 1,500 or 3,000, and then a monthly retainer. So it's still very early for me to figure what the correct pricing is. I need to have at least 10, 15 to understand what the sweet pricing or sweet spot is for that setup. But that's pretty much for the first several clients that I've signed. It's been from 900 to 3,000.
Nice, nice. And I actually remember, right? We started working together, and I've actually got it on WhatsApp on our chat as well. Literally within 48 hours of us working together, we didn't even set up the system yet. and you already went and signed 2 clients, and I think you collected $2,000 in cash, right? And that pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah, because I needed that cash to pay you.
yeah, and that's actually awesome. And the reason why I bring that up, right, is because honestly, it kind of amazes me how so many people are so focused on like, oh, I need to get this system correctly set up, or I need to do this all perfectly, and I need to build this amazing bot when they haven't even got anyone interested in it yet, and they haven't even spoken to anyone about it yet. And you literally done the opposite. You kind of followed my advice, right? I said to you, look, don't worry about the bot for now. We're going to deal with that service delivery side of things, but you need to actually go out into the market and see if people want this, right? You need to go into the market and actually try and collect some cash, because when we started, it was a pretty difficult situation. It was definitely a big investment to come and work with me, right? And obviously now it's paying off. But for when we was at the start, it wasn't like that, right? At the start, it was a scary investment. At the start, it was a big step. It was a big jump, right? And you knew, okay, if I'm going to make this jump, I need to commit. I need to be able to get the money to pay Saeed. I need to be able to get the money to fund this system, to be able to go ahead, get his guidance, get his, tuition on how to actually sign clients. And you did that. And the difference, I think, with you and why your case is so unique and why I actually even wanted you on the call here today is because you took those steps that I put in front of you. I said, look, go out and collect the cash first, right? I think this was one of the first conversations we had on the call. I said, go out, speak to people, find out if they want it. If they want it, sell it to them and collect the cash right now, right? Collect the cash before you even built the system for them. And building the system for them was essentially the easy part, right? Because we've already got that part figured out. You're already working with someone like me who's going to support you in putting that together, right? But you were able to actually go out, take action, speak to people before you even had a system built. How big was that for you, actually collecting some cash before you even had the system built out?
I mean, I really had no option but to do that. Um, Go and sell it. I saw that it worked, and I mean, I saw it in theory. I saw it working. I ran a test, and I believe that it was going to give results to my clients. So I went out there, promoted it, and sold it to them.
Yeah,
And uh, collecting that cash was, I mean, I had no other option. I'm a, brand new or relatively brand new agency owner, and I'm starting out and starting off from scratch. Have a few clients, and cash is not in abundance just yet. So I have really no option but to sell it first, collect cash so I can pay you and bring it as a solution for my clients.
yeah. No, no, definitely. And you just mentioned, right? I feel like this is super helpful for actual new agency owners. Why? Because there's so much information out there. And obviously, I wasn't the first person you spoke to about a voice AI system. I wasn't probably the first voice AI system that you saw. You already knew you wanted it before you spoke to me, right? One question I have for you is all that information that's out there, all these different people that are offering different solutions, and there's so much information out there. Why did you choose to work with me? What really stood out to you, and what really made sense to you for you to say, yeah, you know what, I want to work with you, Saeed?
The reason I decided to go with you is because having gone on other calls with other solutions, I realized that the other options that I had were basically subscriptions. I would be buying a subscription from another company, and this is your actual, the setup that we have. It's your own setup. You're not paying a subscription. You're paying by the minute for the providers that we're using, but we are not buying a subscription. It's your own setup. You're actually, yeah, you're buying Make and Vappy, but you are the owner of your own account. You're not, if you stop paying a subscription, you don't lose a solution. So not sure if I explained that correctly. Also, because that allows me to resell it and set it up for other clients. I mean, that was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's one thing I really try and get across to my audience is, hey guys, you don't have to be paying these crazy subscription costs, right? I mean, most voice AI platforms, you look at Synthflow, they charge $900 plus just every single month just for an agency account, and then they charge you per minute as well. And for most people, that's not realistic. They've already got all these other subscription costs, and then paying $900 on top of that, as well as paying per minute, it doesn't make sense for most people. And most people don't understand that you really can become the owner and the controller of your own system. No one
Hmm.
can take it away from you, right? One thing that we done with you is we built your voice AI system one time, right? But now no one can take it away from you. It's yours forever. And you don't need to pay a subscription cost in order to access that voice AI system. It's yours entirely, right?
Yeah.
I guess we understand from the technical side of things. Okay, great. So you obviously wanted a setup that didn't have crazy costs attached to it. On top of
Yeah.
that, you got a setup that was already tested and proven for 50 of my own clients, right? You got a
Yeah.
setup that was already pretty much done. We didn't have to build it from scratch. You didn't have to build it from scratch. You didn't have to learn about all these different technical things inside of Make, inside of VAPI, inside of High Level. You just got the setup plugged into your system and it was pretty much plug and play, right?
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I can add to that is if you have a technical ability, you can actually take it and make it even better. It's flexible. However, if you don't want to get into the weeds of learning the every step and technical side of things, you don't have to just clone the scenarios and set them up on a different account. But if you're technical and you want to do extra things with it and it has the flexibility, it's not like you're buying a subscription and you don't have access to improving it, right? So that's also a plus into this. You know, I took your system, added whatever I needed. Yeah, it took me a couple of days, a week, whatever, learning, and was able to improve it, make it better, right? And so that's the beauty of this, that you can not be technical and still be able to use it, be able to duplicate it, set it up. If you want to do it, if you wanted to do extra things, if you want to add extra functionalities, take a couple of days, a week or two, watch some videos here and there on how to do it, and you can expand it. It's your own system, it's your own setup. That's also a plus that I see about it.
No, 110%. And we're gonna get into that actually because that's exactly what you did, right? I actually said to Jose, look, the setup that I give you, if you actually use initiative, I don't want to speak to you 1 month down the line and ask you, hey, what's up, what's going on, and you tell me you're doing the exact same thing. I actually said to Jose, look, the what I'm giving you right now is my system, right? It's my framework. It's the way I like to do things. But at the end of the day, you're running this yourself. You're running it for your own clients. And we want you to be able to actually go off, right? And add your own style, add your own flavor to it. And that is exactly what Jose did. He made updates to the system, he changed it to match what he wanted to do for his clients. And because he had that basic framework there already, really and truly, he wasn't recreating anything. He was just adding little features here and there to obviously enhance the system to the way that he and his clients wanted it done. Right now, let's say you didn't use my system. Let's say you didn't come across me at all. Right. I know you were already looking at voice AI. Where do you see this? It's hard to picture out now, right? Because you've already got the clients, things already going great. But where do you think this would have ended up, let's say, if you didn't work with me? Let's say with all the options that you had out there, what do you think you would have ended up doing?
I would probably have paid for a subscription, and there's probably a couple of affiliate options out there, but you know, the SaaS companies is taking the profits. Um, Maybe from all the research, I could have possibly come across um, maybe some documentation on how to set this up. But the problem with that is that being an agency owner and not having all the time to, spend a month or two learning and experience or experimenting with different technologies, I probably would have stepped away or avoided that route of learning maybe this from scratch, right?
Yeah.
You're being introduced to a brand new combination of technologies to come up with this voice AI solution, and it takes time. It would have taken me maybe a while,
Mm.
and so I probably wouldn't have gone that route because I don't have the time as an agency owner, and would have probably paid a subscription. Now, having had paid you to help me set this up, it sped up the learning curve and the process mm, by a lot. So
Yeah.
probably
And
would have been, yeah.
you're a technical guy too, right? Your background is actually software engineering, and you're saying that going through that whole process of learning the whole, it's a skill, right? And we talked about this. Going through that whole process of learning voice AI, it's a skill. Going through that whole process of understanding how to put things together, automating the voice AI system, prompting the system, it's a skill. And skills aren't developed overnight, right? For you, as a software engineer, right? Someone who's already got a technical background, you're saying that it probably would have taken you a month, 2 months, maybe even longer before you even wrapped your head around this, right? And like you said, as an agency owner too, you're not just trying to figure out this skill, you're trying to book appointments for your agency. You're trying to jump on those sales calls for your agency. You're trying to sell those clients that you're on the calls with. Then you're trying to fulfill those clients that you've sold, right? It's back and forth. You've got so much to do, and there's so little time for you to focus on actually developing your skill set of learning this voice AI system and putting it together. So yeah, I guess working with me definitely shortcutted it for you, right? You were able to basically just shortcut that whole process. You didn't need to go through all the obstacles that I went through myself, because I've been using this technology for 2 or 3 years before anyone even knew about it, before anyone was even talking about it, when it was terrible. And it just sounded way worse. It sounded so robotic, and no one even gave it 2 seconds before they hang up. But me going through that 2 or 3 year journey of learning it, understanding it, going through those obstacles, now allows me to help people like you save that journey. You don't need to go through that journey. You can pretty much start off here, right, as a beginner, like you did, right, with not much knowledge on voice AI, and take that jump right towards the end and pretty much just copy and paste everything that I've done in that 2 years in less than what, 20 or 30 minutes, right? Let's
Mhm.
talk about the implementation really quick. When we actually implemented it into your make, into your high level, into all of that stuff, right? How long did it take before you actually got up and running with your first client?
I mean, once you have the original setup, maybe the first time I take you an hour and a half, because you're not very familiar. But after the second time, third time, it takes me 30 minutes to set it up.
Exactly. And how much work do you do after you've set it up for your clients?
After it's set up, probably not really. You just want to make sure that the scenarios don't stop, and if they do, you reboot them, and that's it. Now, if you want to do improvements, obviously, if you're setting it up for a new niche or a new industry, you want to monitor it and improve the prompt. But if you already have a prompt that works for your industry, once you set up for a new client, there isn't really much work to do.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And obviously for you, I know for you is a little bit different, right? Because you actually wanted to spend the time, go in there, and obviously understand how to chop and change a few different things to get this rolling out to your clients and how they wanted specific things built out. We actually spoke about something the other day, right, where your client actually requested something extra that you go off and do for them, right? You done
Yeah.
that, and that gave you the strength now, because now you understand even more that extra work they gave you, really that developed your skill, right? It developed your understanding on this whole system. It developed your whole understanding on this voice AI system. And that extra work that you did, now essentially you basically templatized that extra work that you did for that client, right? Now you're
Yeah.
using that as a template to sell to other clients. So that
Yeah,
work you did one time, you're selling it multiple times now.
yeah, yeah. You only have to build it once, and then it, like you said, it becomes templatized, or you say the scenarios, the you export the framework, the workflow, and then you reuse it.
Yeah. So you've essentially basically gone and turned this whole thing into a digital product. You're essentially, obviously, it's taking you 20, 30 minutes to onboard that person, but after that, with the point you're at now, right, you're not having to make many changes per client because you've gone through that phase already. Like I said to you, client number one is like the lab rat, essentially, right? We are trying to make as many mistakes as possible with client number one, and then client number two, we're obviously going to get a little bit better. We made those mistakes with client number one. Client number three, we're going to get even better. Four better, five better. And every single client we sign after that is just going to get better and better and better and better because we have more references. We have more data references where we can look back at and say, okay, well, these are the places where I went wrong. I'm going to make sure I don't go wrong in these places again. So that in the future, right, I know how I can get a client in and just get them steamrolling with results as soon as possible.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like you mentioned, it's pretty cool that once you build something, you can set it up for other clients. And yeah, the first client, I set up the original system, which calls the leads, it qualifies them, and it either sends a message or an email, whatever you want to send out for them to book the appointment. The first client said, "Hey, I don't want that. I want them to book an appointment directly to the calendar." Perfect. Set that up. Now you have that. The next client says, "Hey, can you actually write a summary of the call transcript? Save it on as a note on the contact." Okay, let's do it. Let's
Inside
implement
of
it.
Go High Level, right? So
Yeah,
after we're calling the lead, that summary gets added as a note inside of Go High Level, right?
yeah. And I'm pretty sure some of the clients are newer clients are going to be asking for new features here and there, and you just keep building up your features, and the more features you have, the more value you provide, and
Exactly.
the more clients will want to go with you.
Exactly. And the more you charge too, the more your system offers, the more you charge, the more you stand out from everyone else in the market. And like you said, the more clients that will want to go and actually work with you because they're going to look at you and they're going to say, right, hey, this guy's worked with 10 other roofers before. It comes down to that specialist thing we were talking about. If I'm a roofer and I see you've worked with 10 other roofers, right, and you've helped 10 other roofers actually get results, the whole thing just goes insane. And all these clients now want to run to you. It's like they're running to you with their credit cards out, right? Because they know you're the guy. You're the guy in their niche. You're the guy that they should be working with, right? Now, really
Hmm.
quick, before we move on, we're actually going to go into actually getting Josu's AI bot to give me a call and try and book me into an appointment. And we're going to see how that goes. But really quick, before we do that, right? We've talked a lot about the technical setup. Now, we actually had you on a 14-day game plan, which broke down into two separate phases, right? Phase
Hmm.
one was obviously more focused on that technical setup, and phase two was obviously focused on the white label and actually helping you sign clients with this system. Really quick, how many clients did you have before you started offering voice AI as a service, right? And how many clients do you have right now?
Are you referring to voice AI clients or my agency clients?
Yeah, just clients in general.
So mm, that really is influenced by the effort I have put into sales. So in my agency, in the last couple of weeks, I've had to kind of pause on sales so that I can train someone to, take on the fulfillment so that I can delegate that responsibility to someone else and be able to focus full on sales. But I have had some roofers organically reach out to me, and I've signed a few more after we've talked the last time. But as a brand new agency owner, being in this game for less than a year, right now I'm up to probably close to 10 roofers on a monthly retainer, and probably I think so far I've set it up to for 6 or 7 roofers already, and I haven't been able to offer it to all of them just yet because being an agency owner, being a one man um, company, it's pretty challenging, and eventually I want to have all of them,
Yeah.
all of my clients have the setup and getting back into sales, and I have to do that immediately, like as soon as possible, getting
Yeah.
back into sales and getting more clients, and maybe this is promoting this system might be also a good way to attract other roofers.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 110%. That's insane. Seeing as because I've for me, like looking at it from an outside perspective, and stuff like this really like brings me fulfillment because I remember that first conversation we had, and I hope you don't mind me saying, but there was a sense of fear, right? There was a sense of fear in terms of like, am I ready to do this? Am I ready to make this jump? Am I ready to make this commitment? Because it wasn't cheap for you to come and work with me. And putting cost aside, right? You knew this is something that I need. This is something that I need to offer to my clients because if I don't offer it to them, someone else is. Now, I can try and go and do this on my own. I can try and, spend those couple months doing this on my own. But that conversation we had, you knew I can just set this up and get results for my clients almost instantly, right? There's not going to be a testing period. There's not going to be a phase where I have to learn it myself and I'm making mistakes with them and then I'm losing the clients after that. You knew from what I saw, you knew from what I showed you, right? This is going to work for my clients. And, you know, I need to get over this jump. I need to get over this fear factor. And now look at where you are. Now, when I speak to you, honestly, so different from like the first time because like I can see the confidence now. I can see, and it's a testament to you too, because you did have to put in the work, right? You had to jump on those sales calls. I didn't get on those sales calls for you. I didn't close those clients for you. I didn't service those clients for you. You did all of that, right? But just that little push that we gave you, right? All those resources, we gave you the spade, we gave you the shovel, right? We said, hey, Hosju, we're going to go digging for gold. We gave you the spade and the shovel. And then we gave you the map and we gave you the exact X marks the spot. Hey, this is exactly where we're going to dig. Um, and now when I speak to you, like the plans where you talk about, even on the last call where we were speaking about scaling, getting this to 100 clients plus, breaking that 100K a month mark, it almost seems insane in such like a little amount of time that we've done this in.
Yep.
Cool. So let's give the people what they want. Let's actually go ahead and demo your voice AI system. So if you're cool with it, you can share your screen with me, add me as a contact into your high level, show them how you trigger the call to me. And then we'll sort of show them like how I speak to the bot, give them like a demo of the conversation I have with the bot. And then yeah, we'll get myself booked in for an appointment on that too.
All right, so first of all, I'm going to add you as a contact here on Go High Level.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, your contacts will come in, whether it's through a form, through an app, whatever way you have set up.
Yeah, so just to clarify, guys, so he's manually adding me as a contact right now. But like as you mentioned, obviously you have an automation set out where, let's say, for example, someone fills out a Facebook ad or they fill out a survey, we're going to use that as the trigger, right? So someone fills out a form. Let's just say, for example's sake, I filled out a form right now. That is going to act as the trigger, which then goes and adds me to the calling list for the bot.
All right, so now we're going to go into automations.
Awesome.
So right here I have three automations. This is the one that triggers the call, right? So what I'm going to do is manually add you into this workflow, and this is the webhook that triggers that make scenario and initiates the call. So I'm gonna search for you on the contact list, and then as soon as I hit run, I'm gonna switch over to the make scenario.
Yeah.
We are initiating the phone call.
Okay, and as we can see, the scenario is running right now. Okay, and I
Trigger.
should be getting, yep. There we go. We've got the bot calling me right now. Let me go ahead and answer and actually have a conversation with the bot. Hello. Hey, this is Saeed. How do you know my name? That was quick. I filled out that ad 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, my roof is about, I would say 10 or 15 years old. I am the host. Yes.
See- Let's see this system in action. I have added myself as a contact inside of the sub account within Go High Level, and I'm going to be calling myself, and I'm going to talk to the assistant. I will have it on speaker so that you can listen to the conversation. And I'm going to book an appointment with the assistant, and that appointment should reflect on the calendar within Go High Level. So let's get this going. All right, as we can see, the call is coming through. I'm going to pick up and put it on speaker.
This is Jocelyn.
Yes, this is Josue.
Hi, Josue. I'm Jamie calling from Test Company. You responded to one of our ads saying you needed a free roof inspection or estimate.
Yes, I did.
Great. Before we schedule your inspection, I just need to briefly go over a few things, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So, what's going on with your roof that has you looking into getting it inspected?
I noticed a leak in my kitchen the other day.
I understand that's definitely something we should look at right away. Leaks can lead to bigger problems if not addressed. How old is your roof, if you don't mind me asking?
It has to be at least 15 years old.
15 years is definitely getting up there in roof age. Thanks for sharing that. What type of roof material do you have? Is it shingles, metal, or something else?
I have a shingle roof.
Got it, shingle roof. And just checking, are you the homeowner there?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Are you thinking of using insurance for this job or planning to pay cash?
If we can get the insurance to pay for it, that would be great.
I understand. Using insurance can definitely help with the cost. We can certainly look into that option when our technician comes out. What's a good day and time that would work for you so I can check if one of our technicians is available then?
I think this coming Monday would be great. I'm available after 2 o'clock.
Great. How about Monday at 3 p.m.? I'll check if one of our technicians is available at that time.
Yeah, that's fine. That works.
Perfect. Let me confirm that appointment. Thank you. I've just checked, and we can confirm your appointment for Monday at 3 p.m. Our technician will be there to inspect your roof and look specifically at that kitchen leak you mentioned. Is there anything else you'd like us to know before your appointment?
No, that's it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, Josue. We'll see you on Monday at 3 p.m. Have a great day.
See you on Monday. You too. Bye bye. Okay, so now let's go look at the calendar for Monday at 3 o'clock, and there it is. That's the appointment that the system set up.
So we've just seen a demo of how Hozu's system comes together, right? We've just showed you guys how he's triggering the call, how Make is bridging the gap between high level, between Vappy, making the call out to him, and how he's using that to book appointments for his clients live. Now, Hozu, before we wrap this up, what's the next steps? Because I'm sure you're not happy with where you are right now, or maybe you are. But like we had a conversation about the other day, you want to ramp things up even further and you want to go to the next level, right? What are the next steps and what can we expect from you?
Well, this is fairly new, but the plan is to improve the system even better, perhaps even host it in a on a web app and sell subscriptions to people, make it easier, streamline the process even more. That's essentially the goal.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, we're at, let's say, just about 10 clients now. Where do we want to get to? We obviously had a whole conversation about this the last day, but where do we want to get to, let's say, in a year's time?
Well, a lot can happen in the next year or two, and I want to set this up in a way that we're onboarding multiple clients a week. You I still got to see. I still have yet to see how the market responds, and I think the projections are pretty positive. But since this is a solution that will solve many people's problems and save a lot of money to a lot of businesses, I can see this with the right marketing strategy, the right process. We can see this onboarding dozens of clients
Easy.
per week in the
Easy.
next year or two.
Yeah, easy, easy. We're at just under 10. I'm gonna hold you, and I want to see you at. I think you can honestly do 100. I even said this to you on our last call. Like, for you to get to 10K a month, especially with the ticket prices you're charging now, you're charging $1,000 for setup, and that doesn't even include the monthly fee that you're charging them as well. That 10K a month mark, I would say that's the first goal, and then it's on upwards and onwards from there, right? But yeah, thank you for joining me on this interview here today. It's been an honor. It's been, hopefully we can have you back in 1 year's time and see what's actually been going on and compare it to like the call we done today, right? That'll be fun. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up now. So thank you. I appreciate your time.